From the link to the X, from the Sixers to the Fields, one voice cuts through, giving you the real. He broke the stories, he started the fire, lost the whole game back in '86, never retired. Heroes crown him, yeah, they call him the king. Fur coat flashing, bling bling in every ring. He's the hardest working, great talking dog. Call in with your take, but don't get it wrong. He'll call you a nitwit if you're acting a fool, but deep down you love it. That's the Eskin rule. Riding with the king, yeah, we're riding with the king. Howard Eskin show, let the truth ring. Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, he knows the deal. Philly sports royalty, bow down and kneel. Riding with the king, put your hands in the air. From South Philly streets to the Delaware. No filter, no fear, just the facts on the mic. It's the Howard Eskin show. Let's go get sight. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king.
And good morning as we do this show live in the morning on Saturday morning. And thanks for riding with the king on the Howard Eskin Show. All right, we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Marc Lawrence will join us. Arthur's going to explain his animals, his chickens, his cows, and his pigs. Arthur will be back. First, I want to tell you, and I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Jeff Stillwell Financial Advisors. Jeff receiving recognition in the Circle of Success Great Award given to him by Ameriprise Financial for his great work with his clients, helping them set up their financial future. He's established himself as one of the company's top advisors. Jeff Stillwell, 732-343-0813. All right. I also want to thank all these people that join us in the morning from all over the place. Somebody from Arizona. I see from Boston, from Clearwater, Tarpon Springs, Florida. It's amazing. From Boston, from Dallas. Lots of people out there joining us this morning, which is nice. It's nice. And somebody said, be nice to the Sixers. I will tell you this, and we'll talk about the Sixers. They have such a horrible organization. That's why it's tough for me to get behind them. The ownership is so brutal. Everybody in the playoffs, most teams in the playoffs give out T-shirts. Sixers give out rally towels. Yeah, gee, thanks. And then you throw it away as soon as you get out of the arena. But whatever. We'll get into all that. Yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to talk. What we're going to talk to, obviously, the Flyers. Big game tonight. I think the Flyers, if they win this series, and we'll talk about it, if they win this series, I think if they win this series, I think they'll win the Stanley Cup. If they win this series, they will win the Stanley Cup. If they win this series is going to be tough, and tonight's game is going to be tough. But if they're going to win a game, this is the game in Carolina because Carolina's been off for so long. All right, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Phillies because the managerial change, for those people that think, oh, yeah, Don Mattingly's doing such a better job than Rob Thompson. Let me just tell you this. I like Rob Thompson and I like Don Mattingly. The change of manager has zero to do with the Phillies winning. Zero. Same team, same lineup, although they gave Turner a rest on Friday night. And Harper, I'm sure, wasn't happy hitting number 2, but you got to. If you're going to take out Turner, you got to just move everybody up. This is what teams do when they fire managers. They find a window in their schedule. Usually it's an off day where they're playing easy teams on the other side. Exactly. This was the perfect window for Dave Dombrowski with the team he's put together, which is he's done a poor job of putting this team together. But we'll talk about that. It has nothing to do with Don Mattingly. They played San Francisco, who's been shut out 7 times this year in 35 games. I mean, that's mind-boggling. That they stink. And then they play another losing team in Miami. Then they play the Athletics, the only winning team in that run, and then they play Colorado. It was the perfect time, but we'll get into that. It's interesting. I wonder what Flyers fans are a different breed. Flyers fans are a different breed. How about the other night? The Phillies game got rained out, and they put the Phillies up on the screen, and the Flyers fans booed them. They booed them. Hey, listen, your team sucks right now. Why should we cheer you just because you're there? So Flyers fans are a different breed, boy. They booed him. So if you want to discuss that, there's issues. You see it pop up, and I don't think the Phillies can do it. Number one, do you trust Dave Dombrowski making trades? I don't. I don't know that. Why would you trust him? He's been poor at trades. He's been poor at signings. He's done a poor job with putting this team together. And, then you hear little hints of trading Bryce Harper. I don't know how they could trade Bryce Harper. He's got a no trade. So you're limited on who he would go to. So I can't see that happening. I think the Sixers, I think it's fool's gold. They're in a game seven. That's great. I mean, the fact that they got it, I thought the series would go 5 or 6, but it's going seven. It's fool's gold. But I have a conspiracy theory. The NBA wanted the Sixers to win that game, and I don't know what they could have done to help them win that game because I don't know if there was any calls in the game. Because if the Sixers didn't win, there would be no game today this Saturday in the NBA. How can you not have an NBA playoff game on a weekend day? It just so that's my conspiracy theory. They wanted the Sixers, found ways for the Sixers to win, and it's so it's the only game in the NBA today, and you needed a game. You need a game in the NBA. Don't you need a game in the NBA? Absolutely, you need a game in the NBA. Arthur talking about his animals. Mark Lawrence, some early prop bets. There will be some early prop bets for football, and the Kentucky Derby is today. I don't know. I just don't sense the same juice with the Triple Crown. I know there's horse people out there, um, and they love to bet the Derby, and the Derby is a spectacle, and it'll be big, and it'll be 120, 130,000 people at Churchill Downs. So Mark Lawrence will pick. I haven't even looked at the. Usually in the Derby, when you find a long shot, a lot of times it's in the Derby because there's so many horses in the Derby. I don't know how many horses are coming out of the gate. Sometimes there's as many as 20 horses coming out of the gate. That's really too much. We have a special draft moment at the end of the show. I'm going to have a special draft moment for you, and it really is a special draft moment. We'll get to and you can give your opinions and join the show if you so choose. There's the link up on the chat board, up on the chat board there. See somebody from Washington, say belated birthday and thanks. Yeah, it was the other day. It is a big day in Philadelphia sports. You have the Flyers, which are really the best team in town. I mean, let's face it. You have the Sixers, worst organization in town. Actually, you know what? I think the Sixers, when you really break it down, are the worst team in town. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then you have the Phillies playing again tonight in Miami. First, I want to tell you about our other great partners, and one of those would be Thomas Chevrolet. Thomas Chevrolet, a family-owned business. Family-owned, Thomas Chevrolet, located at 1263 West Baltimore Pike in Media. 38 years in the business. 38 years says a lot. And I don't really endorse people that I don't get to know in businesses, whether it's their service, whether it's their product. And Thomas Chevrolet, great people. I'm having fun driving the Equinox. Corvette's big, pre-owned, large selection of pre-owned vehicles, including Corvettes, Silverado, Diverse, Tahoe, deals on all, financing as low as 2.9%. And also, and I mentioned this to you, service department that can service any vehicle, any make or model vehicle. And it's a great service department. 1263 West Baltimore Pike and Media. Great people. Fun. I mean, it's a fun bunch of people when you walk in there. Here's the number: 610 566 8600, 610 566 8600, or check them out, thomaschevy.com. Also, another great partner, and that would be Piazza Property Pros. This is a busy time for them. And you can imagine when you get into the warmer weather, you want to build a pool, they can show you how it would virtually look in your backyard. They can give you a virtual look at your front yard. Cleanup, landscaping. They've done all that for me and do a great job. Pool maintenance, I got that coming up. But you trust them because they have been in the business for 25 years. 25 years of experience, top notch craftsmanship. They don't subcontract. Let me give you a number for Piazza Property Pros. 610, I'll give it to you anyway. 610 566 2608. Schedule a free consultation. That's 610 566 2608. If you want a pool, you've waited too long already. Don't wait any longer. So at least you'll have it in time for the summer. Check them out on the internet, piazzaoutdoor.com. All right. A few things, obviously, we're going to talk about. The Flyers. I'm telling you, if the Flyers beat Carolina in this series, they will win. They will win the Stanley Cup. I think if the Flyers beat Carolina, and they have a long losing streak against Carolina. Carolina is very good hockey team. The Flyers are a good hockey team now. As I said, I think the Flyers are the best team in the best team in Philadelphia, and I don't even question that. They really are the best team in Philadelphia. I don't know that anybody would challenge that right now. I mean, who are you going to tell me is better than the Fly? And you can say the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to, they'll be okay. But when you have good years, when you have good years, it's hard to continue that. And they've made some additions and they've done some good things, but it's a new coaching staff, a lot of new coaches, not the head coach, obviously. A lot of new coaches, change of players to bring them all in, and they have their voluntary camp there now, and they just kind of get them familiar with the schemes of the offense and defense. They get the guys in, and just I think the draft picks, and I don't know if that's the case anymore. It used to be you could only have them in for the weekend and the other players will be there. But the draft picks, because they had to go back to school, players don't go care about going back to school to stay here. They already got paid in college, most of them. So anyway, but I think the Flyers are the best team right now in Philadelphia. All right, let me break down the Philly situation. Like I said, I like Rob Thompson. I like Don Mattingly. Rob Thompson had nothing to do with them losing. It was the players. It's something that you got to do. But they pick the time when they know it looks like the change at manager was the right move, because they pick a time when it's usually after an off day. And I nailed it. I told you it was I didn't tell you it was going to happen, but I thought if it happens, this would be a good point. Was Monday? They made the decision over the weekend, so they announced it on Tuesday. And changing the manager has nothing to do with the Phillies winning. Nothing. They played a terrible San Francisco Giant team here in Philadelphia. Terrible. As I said, I mentioned it just a little while ago. The Giants have been shut out. Think about that. The Giants have been shut out 7 times this year in 35 games. That's amazing. That's almost impossible. They're a bad, bad team. But so they have the Giants coming in. Then they play another. And in one of the Giants games, they needed 2 infield hits to win a game. It's just last night, Friday night, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper were 1 for 9. Harper had 1 hit. Schwarber was 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. Schwarber's going to hit home runs. I don't know if it's going to be one of those years because he has years where he doesn't, I know analytics doesn't worry about batting average. They just worry about home runs. But he has years where he doesn't hit a lot, but he hits home runs. Schwarber's a good guy. I mean, Schwarber's the leader on the team. Forget about Bryce Harper's not a leader. Schwarber's the leader on the team. And he's going to hit home runs. You wonder whether he's going to really, outside of home runs, whether he's going to knock in a lot of runs. But the changing of the manager, zero to do with the Phillies. They're 4-0 under Don Mattingly. So they'll look at that. Who have they played? They played AAA teams. That's what they played, AAA teams. So I don't buy all that. But here's another thing that you have to think about. The trade deadline is, I think it's sometime in July. I don't know when it is in July. Sometime in July. It's probably after the All-Star break because you don't want to trade a guy when he's with a certain team now before the All-Star break. Do you trust Dave Dombrowski? Do you trust Dave Dombrowski to make trades? Do you trust him? Do you trust him? I don't. You know what? I might ask my AI friend to run down the trades and signings. I don't know if she'd be good at that. Let me you know what? Maybe I'll do it after I have Mark Lawrence on. To run down his signings. Dave Dombrowski has released, or the Phillies have released 8 free agent players that they've signed as free agent, 8 of them during the season since Dave Dombrowski's been here. That's not good. That's not good. So I I don't trust him, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you trust him. I certainly don't trust him. So we can discuss that. Sixers, I think, is fool's gold. That's my point. The Flyers are the team. The Flyers are the ones that have a chance. Flyers are the ones that have a chance, and Arthur will be coming up. But first, what we want to do is kind of get a look. The Derby is today. Kind of get a look at the Derby. Kind of get a look at prop bets in the early bets in football, whether it's college or pro, because Mark Lawrence is working on his playbook, and there's all kinds of information in that. Let's bring Mark Lawrence into the show and kind of run down all those things. Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
I'm just terrific, Howard. How are you?
Oh, just another day in paradise, Mark. Another day
Nice.
in paradise. All right. So, you know what? We can start with the Kentucky Derby, and then we'll get into the football prop bets and odds that you may have on the Phillies, not the Phillies and the Flyers. Their odds on a championship. But first, the Kentucky Derby. I know horse people and bettors love the Derby. It's an event. 130,000 people there at Churchill Downs. But I don't. Is there as much juice? Do you think there's as much juice for the Triple Crown and the Derby as there used to be?
Well, only because it receives attention on national television. That's the only reason, and it's waning, if you will, a little bit. The Preakness is moving away from its home, and in fact, they're moving the Preakness back to 3 weeks in between races instead of two. So they're toying with it and they're always playing with it because the ratings are slipping. And the truth be known, it's probably an older man's game. And you're speaking to one of those guys. uh, and I do love horse racing.
Yeah.
But I do know that when I do go to Gulfstream down here, the crowds are really, really much smaller today than they were in the past.
Yeah, the only reason that I wasn't a horse player. A friend of mine used to go over. There was a racetrack called Garden State Park. It's
Yeah,
a shopping center now over in New Jersey, and they used to have good races when a lot of tracks did. But now it doesn't matter because you can bet all the racetracks at all the racetracks anywhere. But a friend of mine who was at one time a part owner of the Phillies, a guy named Bob Levy, owned the racetrack, and he owned a horse called Bet Twice, who won the Derby, and
yeah,
I think it was '87.
yeah.
So he asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I said it wouldn't be fair for me to be a part of it. I'm not a horse guy, and he had some friends of his as a part of that horse. The horse didn't make money afterwards because wasn't good in stud. Didn't have a lot of bullets, so they didn't make a lot of money with Bet Twice. But whatever the case may be, but I've been to the Preakness, which is an event. I've been to the Belmont when Smarty Jones was going for the Triple Crown because I knew the trainer, and Smarty Jones is from the Philadelphia area. But I'd never been to the Derby, and I know that's an event. So I don't know that I'll ever get there, but it's back then when I went to the Preakness, and the Preakness was close because it was in Baltimore,
Right.
and the Belmont was close because it was up in New York. And I was in the clubhouse right at the finish line. For the Smarty Jones, and he faded in the stretch. Feel bad for Smarty Jones and for the trainer. It just didn't have enough for that long race. But anyway, let's look at the Derby. Um, is it am I imagining things? If you're going to get a long shot, you usually get it more times in the Derby than you do in the other legs of the Triple Crown. Is that yes or a no?
Yes or no, for sure it is because there are 20 horses in the field, which means there's a whole lot more uh, probable odds or odds that are more advantageous to look for prices like that. So with 20 horses as opposed to 7 or 8, you're going to get bigger prices for sure.
Right. Okay. So, is there a lockdown favorite? You always have one or two, not lockdown, but really strong favorites. Do you have those horses this year, or is it more wide open?
Well, it's more wide open this year, and there may be a consensus of a favorite, but not like you would call a lockdown favorite, somebody that looks to be the nuts. There
Uh,
isn't. But I think it's going to be a competitive race today. And a lot of the sharp people that I talk to, there's always a wise guy horse, if you will, per se. And maybe a horse that doesn't draw a lot of attention, but the sharps are betting them. And I think that horse today is going to be the 18 horse Further Ado, and I think he'll be on top in this race. He's got Brad Cox as the trainer, who's probably the best trainer in the world right now in horse racing. He's also got Johnny Velasquez as a jockey, veteran, but always a Hall of Fame type of jockey, always good.
so, what's the wise guy horse?
I think it will be the wise guy horse will be well. It won't be Further Ado because he's going to be one of the three favorites. Okay,
Okay.
but the wise guy horse is going to be a horse called Chief Wallaby, and he's only got 3 races under his belt. Uh, but he's Bill Mott is his trainer. He's been training real well at Churchill Downs as far as getting ready for the race here, and I think he's going to hit the board. Chief Wallaby. He's the 12 horse, but the horse that I think will sneak in between on this ticket. They've got the 18 on top with Further Ado, and then one horse is a horse called Renegade, who a lot of people would have made the favorite in the Derby had he not had the number one post. And the number one post is a kiss of death for horses in the Kentucky Derby.
Because you get kind of clogged in there, right? Everybody
You're right. You get positioned out.
up against
Everybody's
the rail, up
coming
against.
over from the left. Exactly. You have to almost drop your horse back, get into the pack, and then worm your way around, which takes away from what your style should be. But
Right.
he's got a jockey named Irad Ortiz, who's the best jockey in all of horse racing on him, and I think he's got enough of between the horse and Ortiz to hit the board. So I'm going to make my 3 horse exacta box 18 Further Ado, 1 Renegade, and we'll throw the Wise Guy horse in there, the 12, the Chief Wallaby, 18, 1, and 12.
So it would be Further Ado,
Yes,
Renegade,
yes,
and Chief Wallaby.
correct.
Okay, that would be your trifecta. All right. So, and you, what are the odds on Further Ado?
He's going to be probably the third favorite in the race. You could talk about morning line odds and what they were. He's 8 to 1. He'll probably be maybe a little bit closer to 6 to 1 because I think there's a lot to like about the horse. But it's still, if he wins and he pays 14, 16, $18, you won't walk away from that. That's for sure.
Okay, so what a lot of people like to do is okay, they'll bet all different horses,
Yes.
obviously, and not just in a trifecta, but to win. But they kind of throw in a long shot in there, just to see if you get lucky. With because this would be the race that you might get lucky. Is there let's say a 15 to 1 horse that you think might sneak in there? I put you on the spot here.
Well, I'm gonna look real quick here at who could be a potential long shot here. There's a horse, a 14 horse called Potente, who's a long shot, and if he cracks the board, he would end up adding a lot of money into the ticket here. The 14 horse, he's got a
Okay.
good chance, I think, to be amongst the top 3, if not the top 4. And if you talk about the top 4, then you're playing what they call superfectas, the top 4 finishing horses. And you always want to box those because you can never be
Yeah.
exact in the way you're going to pick them, but you can box them and they can come any which way. So I would go 18, 1, 12. And if I play for what I would call an exacta box, that's 2 of the 3 to hit. And I would go 18, 6, 12, 14 for a trifecta box. And any one of those 3 horses hit the board, then you can cash your trifecta.
But your trifecta, you want 18, 1, and 12, right?
I want 18, 1, and 12 to finish that way to win the trifecta, but to bet it, I'm going to throw another horse in there to make that 14 the horse as a 4th possibility because you're never right exact about anything in horse racing. So I want 18, 1, and 12 to be the 3 horses.
Would you bet a horse straight, or you just do all the exactas and the trifectas? Would you bet Renegade straight, or is that not good enough odds to do that?
I
Not
would
Renegade, I mean Further Ado.
further. I would bet them straight for sure. Okay, and a lot of people will tell you you never bet anything other than win on a horse because you're getting what you're doing is you're betting on place and show, which are smaller prices, and you're betting against yourself. So if you're
Okay.
going to, it goes back to this. A friend of mine said to me, "There's never been a bookmaker I know that has been afraid to take a win, a place in a show bet, second and third place, because it's not going to hurt the bookmaker."
Right.
So concentrate on what will hurt the bookmaker, and that's a win bet, and you get a win bet on a nice price horse. So win bet the 18, and then play your exact boxes and trifecta boxes after that.
Okay, I think you have the odds on the Flyers winning the Stanley Cup and the Phillies winning the World Series, which are still. I think if the Flyers, I thought they had a good chance, and I think I mentioned this to you against Pittsburgh. If they beat Carolina, I think they'll win the Stanley Cup. Carolina is so good. If they beat Carolina, I think they can win the Cup. What are their odds to win the Cup?
I think they're like plus 260 to beat Carolina in the series, which is within reach.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a stunning surprise. The Flyers are playing really, really good hockey right now. And if they were able to do that before they go into the series, they're plus 2,500 or 25 to 1 right now to win the Stanley Cup. And 25 to 1 to win the Stanley Cup after you win the first round is not a bad price at all.
No.
So if you're a Flyers fan, I think it's time to get on the Flyers. And in my daily e-letter, I call it my daily e-letter that I send out there every day, the Coffee Club. We wrote up about the Flyers there, and our subtitle was "Fly Flyers Fly," not Eagles, but "Fly Flyers Fly."
Don't piss off those Eagles fans. How about the Flyers fans the other night when the Phillies got rained out? It was like 5 or 6 of the players came over and they put them up in a club box and they showed them up on the screen. The fans booed them.
Really?
Yeah, right.
That's Philadelphia. What can I tell you?
I know. Flyers fans are a different breed. All right, Phillies. They always fire a manager before you're playing an easy team usually on a day off. And I had put it out there a week before. I says, if they're going to fire Rob Thompson, this might be the time that they would do it. The off day, and they made the decision on before the off day because he talked to Alex. Dave Dombrowski talked to Alex Cora. I don't think Alex Cora wanted to come. Forget about taking the time. Whenever a guy says he wants to be with his family, that's just bullshit. And I know he's getting paid, but if you have a team that you see is not as good a team, and you don't have, and you come here and all of a sudden you don't have success, what's your chance of getting another job? You want to make sure you take a job where you have a chance for success. And I don't think the Phillies are that. So I'm not locked in on him next year, even though he and Dombrowski are close. But whatever. So they fire him. They fire Rob Thompson before San Francisco. Shut out 7 times this year in 35 games. They stink. And then now they're playing Miami, another weak team.
Yes.
Then they play the Athletics. They're in first place, but they only are, I think, a couple of games over 500. Then they play Colorado. Perfect stretch to name a new manager. And I like Don Mattingly, and I like Rob Thompson. Manager change has nothing to do with it. But with all that said, what are the odds for the Phillies now that all of a sudden they changed the manager?
Well, they're to win the National League pennant, the National League side of it, they're plus 1,500, which is a pretty nice price, to win the National League, which obviously they're in contention to do, and to
Right.
win the whole thing right now they're plus 2,500. So you got 15 to 1 and 25 to 1 odds to win either the pennant or the World Series.
All right. All right. Before before I get into football stuff, the NBA might be the biggest joke, the biggest disgrace I have ever seen in sports. In a playoff game, the Knicks are up by 62 points. I'm telling you, it's hard for a Division I college team playing a Division III to be up by 62 points. It's disgraceful. All right. And then Orlando's up 24 on Friday night, last night. They missed 26 of the last 27 shots, and they only made 4 shots in the second half.
Oh,
I mean, this is the NBA. It sucks. It sucks. I just.
Well, maybe the teams aren't tanking, Howard. Maybe they, like you say, they just suck. They're just so good.
And how about LaFraud James? All they do is talk about he's played 90 years. When you play 90 years, you're going to stack up all
Have a
kinds of
record or two.
records. Yeah, he's done this more times than anybody else. Well, because he's played 100 more years than anybody else. Last night, they're up by 16 going into the fourth quarter. Do you know he's playing in the fourth quarter? He played 37 minutes. You know why? So he could get over 25 points. So he could build up the numbers and have records for these stupid records of 25 points, 5 and 5. He's done it 150 sometimes, but he wasn't there yet until he played the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's a stat sheet guy for sure. And the legendary players, the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnson, they didn't give a hoot about the stat sheet.
No, Michael Jordan didn't care.
Yeah, they want to win games. Is all they want to do.
All right. So, all right, prop bets. Do you have any early prop bets in either pro or college football?
No, they're still formulating, and I want to break these out and do those, but I'm still waiting to hear something that looks entertaining. We do know all about Texas Tech in college football. Their quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, who was now in addiction program for gambling. He got caught gambling. That's a big, big loss for Texas Tech because he was the crown jewel of all of the transfer portal players. He went to Texas Tech. That billionaire owner paid him a lot of money, and obviously went out and he bet all that money, so he's in trouble. Texas Tech looks like what could have been a real, real good program might end up being in a rocky state right now. So things are still formulating in the world of college and pro football here, and until they settle in here, there's nothing yet. I got to really closely examine what they've got out of this draft here. I think some teams had excellent drafts, and also college football. Who's going to be settling in as the starting quarterbacks? And from spring camp, there's a lot of still open jobs to be made here in college football. So we're going to see. I think it's going to be an exciting year. I think it's going to be a real good year for college football. But I'll lay those out on you. Hopefully next week I'll sort through all that and have it ready.
All right, and the The Eagles over under total for wins is still 9.5 or 10. Still
Nine and a
kind
half
of
or 10. Yes.
yeah. You know what? I might take the over in 9.5. I'm not taking. That means they have to win 11 games. I'm not taking the over on 10. I'm not doing it because teams are better now. Teams in their conference are better, and they have a tough schedule. Uh, be interesting. I would take the under on New England too for a lot of reasons. For a lot of reasons.
Yeah, from
Uh,
Vrabel on down. Right.
yeah,
Exactly. All the
yeah.
optimists. Right.
I had Mike Florio on the show the other night. A really, really sharp guy, and he's dug into it very deeply. I don't think Vrabel will be there after next year, after this coming season. I don't think he'll be there, but he thinks something else could drop, and if something else drops, he could be gone during this. He thinks he could be gone
Really?
during this season. Well, think they have a first place schedule, so now there's as good a chance that they lose three in a row during this season because it's a totally different schedule. Teams, and you know this, that come off Super Bowl losses, don't have good seasons the next year. There's a lot of things going against him. He might not last out the year. Keep an eye on that.
And that first place schedule is an excellent point because it's not going to be an easy rocking chair like it was last year when they surprised teams.
Nope, that's
Right.
exactly right.
Right.
All right, Mark, if people want to have interest in your services, 800-321-7777 or on the internet, playbooksports.com. Well, we'll see. So people go out, your trifecta. Would you box that 18, 1, and 12? Would you
I
buy?
would box the 18, 1, and 12 in what they call an exacta box to finish 1, 2, and use the
Okay.
three horses. That's what I would do.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, good luck. Have fun. All right, Mark. Have a great day.
Enjoy the games, Howard. Be well.
All right.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye bye. Mark Lawrence. 18 1 and 2, 18 1 and 12. It's okay. So anyway, all right. I'm gonna get to Arthur, but I want to thank again our presenting sponsor, Jeff Stillwell Financial Advisors. Um, Terrific guy, number one, but terrific at what he does in financial planning, outstanding client services. That's why he's been awarded the Circle of Success award in their annual recognition program for his work with his clients, one of the company's top advisors. If you want to get a hold of Jeff, there's a number 732 343 0813. All right, before I get to Arthur, let me give you the winner of last week's a question, and it was a question from something that Mike Florio said, and the winner of the uh, collectible, the Mike Schmidt Gartland figurine signed, and that's his signature. It's not imprinted on there. That's his actual signature on that figurine. Michael Jack Schmidt, Norman Steinberg, congratulations, submitted his answer, and he was selected at random from the correct entries. We will have a question based on what Mark Lawrence said to win a Chickies and Pete's gift certificate. You could submit your answer to the contact page at howardeskin.com by midnight Tuesday, May 5th, and we'll announce it on the show on Wednesday night on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Always recommend you subscribe to YouTube. Winner will be randomly chosen from all the correct entries. All right. So now we look at, and he is a legendary moron. But let's get. By the way, the NBA is a joke. The NBA is a joke. All right, let's see. Let's see if we get Arthur on the line here.
Yo,
Hey, dope. Uh,
good morning, idiot.
yeah. Hey, good morning to you too. Uh, you're up bright and early this morning. Your time is an hour difference in ours. You're somewhere in the Midwest. Am I correct with that?
Concur.
Okay. All right. Are you in witness protection?
What are you talking about?
You don't.
I mean, where do you come up with these ideas?
Well, in other words, you don't rat on people, so there's no reason to be in witness protection, right?
let me face it. If I go away and do my time, how am I ratting, genius? Oh my God.
Yeah, but you're not doing time now. You're not in jail now.
Correct.
Okay, so so you're not in jail. So that's why it was a question that people have asked me: is he in witness protection?
First of all, I'm not indicted for anything yet, so they didn't give me a plea bargain. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not. I'm just a free man like you. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I haven't been to jail. Knock on wood. No reason for me to go in jail. But you only break so many laws. I mean, why do they send people to jail for racketeering, for bookmaking, putting money out on the street? Why do they do that to people? You're only trying to help people, right?
Well, this is the thing, correct. But the problem is they can't get no taxes on it. You know, the government. Listen, if they could get taxes on it, it would all be legal. That's what the problem is.
Well, so why don't you pay taxes on what you win?
That's enough.
Okay. When is the last? Well, actually, I think you had this bogus job with with construction, right? Didn't you have a job with
I
construction?
don't know what you're talking about, bogus. That's not going to elaborate on that.
Well, guys told me that
It's a real job.
it is.
Wink, wink.
Okay. It's a real job. Did you ever put your hand on stone or brick or anything to help in that construction?
Absolutely.
You did. You actually hard work. You sweat.
I don't know about all that, but I worked.
The only time you sweat is when the popo were chasing you, right?
I don't even sweat that no more. It don't even
Jeez.
bother me.
Okay, so we talked last week. Have you been stopped in the last week?
No.
No?
No. I don't listen. It's 60 miles to a store. So if you're smart, you go to the store once a week.
Okay. So, but I know you're speeding when you go to the store, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license yet in the state that you're in now?
No.
Okay. Do you carry a little?
Questions.
Do you carry a little Glenn Levitt in the vehicle with you?
I always got a flash, dummy. Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. So if you get stopped, you're going to get arrested.
For what?
Well, drinking under the influence, and I don't even want to.
I got a flash. That don't mean I'm drinking.
Okay, I don't even want to ask you about a gun. I don't even want to get into that.
No, let's not do that.
Okay, that's not good.
But
All
in
right.
this state, let me be clear. Everybody's got one. They got them on the back of their trucks, like on these racks. They just hang them. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got their. Let me explain them. These people drive around with their dogs in the back of their car doing 70 miles an hour. These people need help.
Like you don't?
No, I don't need help. I'm fine.
Really? You're fine?
I ain't driving around with my dogs in the back of the truck doing 70.
Well, it's just I don't know that you're fine. All right, so now I know business is slow. Have you started booking yet?
No.
You have not started booking.
No, I
yet?
got no interest in that.
Why not?
I think I'm going to get into some loan sharking stuff soon.
Okay.
Farmers are hurting. Cattle guys are hurting. This may be opportunity.
Oh yeah.
And
So
I'm an opportunist.
okay, is the percentage on the street? What's it, 20 or 30%?
That's 30. I can't hit these guys for 30% out here, though.
30%. That's a lot.
If the bank don't give you the money and they're coming to take your farm or your ranch, man, we can negotiate.
Oh, wow. 30%. That's a lot for putting money on the street. But wait a minute, you don't have a job right now, right?
No.
Okay, where do you get the money?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait a minute. You gotta wait a minute. You gotta have money if you're putting money out on the street, if you're loan sharking. Where do you get the money?
My wife was good with groceries.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Is your mattress firm because of cash or because it's firm?
Behind the walls are firm. I know that much.
Okay.
No, that's it.
All right. All right. Before we get into how you're taking care of your animals out there, your thoughts on the Flyers?
I like the Flyers. I think, look out. This may be opportunity for the Flyers. I got nothing bad to say about the Flyers because I kind of think the Broad Street Phillies they were tough. You know what I mean? When I think of Schultz and Kelly, oh my God, does that bring back memories to you, tough guy?
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my God, these guys were beasts.
Yeah, but I remember the team. They when they went to Edmonton, they were really good. They didn't win a cup. They haven't won a cup for a while, but
Long time.
but they are a good. If they beat Carolina, I think they win the Stanley Cup.
I agree with you, but I don't know. Listen, this is no joke tonight. This game, listen, this is a tough series for the Flyers. We'll see what they're made of.
Yeah, well, if they're going to win a game in Carolina, this would be the game because Carolina's been off for so long. So, and I don't know that that's always a good thing. All right.
No, it ain't.
All right. The NBA.
Oh, Sixers.
I had the Hawks and 50. I mean, how can anybody bet? Even a dope like you, how can anybody bet the NBA?
Listen, I don't know, but let me say this to you. That was embarrassing what the Knicks did today. Oh my God! Listen to me. Is anybody alive on that team? Or are they all 6 foot under?
I have no idea. It's just.
Oh my God! When I looked at that, I said, "What is this?
Yeah.
Like, did they even show up?"
All right. As a Yankee fan, I know you got to be rooting for Don Mattingly, even though
I like him. Listen, father-son team, I ain't going to speak bad on the Phillies.
No, but the thing is, the managerial change it was irrelevant because they playing bad teams when they made the managers change. Rob Thompson, I like Rob Thompson. I like Don Mattingly. The manager has nothing, and the manager has nothing to do with it. It's the players. It's the players. It comes down to the players. All this nonsense, the manager, because managers can't be like they used to be, where they can fire and get up and get in the guy's face. The players are say bleep you. It's just, hey, listen, I'm making the $30-40 million a year. I don't care what you tell me. They do whatever the hell they want to do.
Let me go ahead.
No,
Let me say this to you. I agree with you, but listen, sometimes you bring in fresh blood and they come alive. You know what I mean?
Came alive. They played San Francisco. They stink.
They all stink. The Phillies stink. But listen, there's got to be a winner and loser, whether you stink or you don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You got to give them the props that they won. That's it.
You got to like what the Yankees.
4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row against bad teams. I mean, give me a break.
It's okay. Listen, are the Phillies going to the World
They would have won
Series?
4 in a row if Rob Thompson was here. Give me a break.
No. Sorry, I disagree with you.
Well, you're an
Would
idiot.
not have happened.
You're an idiot.
No.
All right.
He was bad juju.
No, he wasn't. It's the same thing. It's a.
Flat crack.
Oh, please. It's just a guy, the same personalities. Hey, remember, Don Mattingly was the bench coach. So any decisions that were made with both of those guys. And that's not a criticism. That's just reality. All right. So remember that. But you got to like the Yankees. The Yankees are playing well.
But listen to me. I love the Yankees for the Dodgers. Listen, doesn't matter. Listen, the Yankees can win 120 games, get to the World Series, and win 1 game against the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying to you? You got to beat the Dodgers. So at the All-Star break, they got to get players that can beat the Dodgers.
All right. So, all right, now we got to talk about something really important because I want to know what you do. And I got photographs you sent me of your animals. Let's start with the chickens. All right. And I'm putting that up on the show here. I see your chickens. What do you do to take care of your chickens?
I don't know. Listen, all I know is I hire people. I go over there, they got like the feed, you throw the feed. I don't know what it is. It comes in bags. And you look, maybe pellets they are.
Oh
Oh,
my
I know. I'm a city boy. And you feed the chickens. But people take care of them. And I'm getting tired of this stuff.
Well, you're getting tired for? You're getting free eggs.
Oh my God. Listen to me. It's just, oh my God, it's work. It's work. I don't want it. Listen to me. I'm trying to make a deal with the farmer down the road, the rancher, if he'll take everything and just, you know what I mean?
Wait a minute. I didn't think you owned the property.
No more. Moving on.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you don't do anything for the chickens except eat their eggs. All right. That's first. All right. Let's now go to the cows. What do you do? Do you go over and at least milk them once in a while?
Listen, not all cows, some are bred for feeders. You know, that's where you feed the people, you know what I mean? You whack them. And then there's some milk cows. I only got a couple milk cows, but the rest, you got to sell them things. You can't keep them forever.
Oh, you don't keep them as pets?
Oh my God, listen, there's not enough out. No, you don't. Listen to me, they get old, the meat gets old. Nobody wants an old cow.
Okay, well.
Oh my God.
You're an old cow.
Correct.
So
That's
you
why
don't
they
even.
put you out
Hey,
there
let me
bad.
tell you something. I won a cow milking contest before a Phillies game one time. So I know how to milk a cow. So if you ever need any help on how to milk a cow, there's certain things you do with the udders. You just don't yank them. That's not the way it works. So
Like taking care of a woman. Do you just yank her? Tell me. Oh my God. Listen, what are you, a caveman?
no,
Caveman.
but a lot of people think when they milk cows, they just pull the udder and it just the milk comes out. That's
Let
not.
me give you a club and let some long hair put you out there to, I don't know, where you become a cave. Oh my God.
Okay, well, I can
Okay,
tell you how to
whatever,
milk a cow.
caveman. King caveman. Go ahead.
Okay, so you don't do anything to work with the cows either. You have people doing it, right?
Correct, because I don't listen. I'm a city boy. What do you want me to do out there with the cow?
Okay, so
Give
now,
them scotch.
okay, the next question is the pigs. What are you going to do with all the pigs? I see this picture.
You know
And
what? There's like 400 of them pigs.
yeah, what are you doing with all those pigs?
First of all, the farmer before me had a partner, and they're mostly his pigs. I got, and I don't know what I got. I got to look at the contract. But he had an agreement with him, so I'm not changing that. I'm a man of honor. You know what I mean?
Well, you're not. Wait a minute.
I don't own all the pigs. We're
Okay.
partners.
Okay, so what do you do with pigs? We know what you do with pigs are just for the meat, right?
Correct. Right. I wish China would buy some pigs, and I tell this guy, yo, buddy, unload them all.
So you should not be on a farm. You call it a ranch or a farm? You call it a farm?
It's a ranch. I got animals. It's a ranch.
Okay. Do you ever go out and at least say hello to the pigs, the cows, and the chickens?
Yeah, I go out some mornings, but not much. And listen, now I'll go look at the moo-moos. I like looking at the cows. I like cow eyes.
Man.
You know what I mean? I got a soft spot, but that's not. Originally not.
All right. So, all right. It's early in the season. Who wins the World Series?
Dodgers.
I mean, that's an easy pick.
Right. Well, I'm going to say Dodgers, Yankees, and yeah, I would love to say the Yankees, but I can't.
Somebody's going to. Do you give Atlanta? Atlanta's got to have a chance too.
Well, I didn't even think of that. I know. Listen, I'm going to just go with them too, and then we'll see. But then they play Toronto, and then maybe the Yankees choke, and then it's, you know what I mean? It changes. First, we got to get the All-Star break and see how bad the injuries are, and then go from there. Baseball's long, brother.
Too long. Here's the problem. The NBA's too long too. They play so many games during the season that there's so many players that are hurt.
Correct.
When you get to the playoffs, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. Do you like the way LeFraud James builds up his numbers? 16-point lead in the fourth quarter. He stays in there so he can get his numbers to get 25 and whatever. So he can build up all those stats. He's played 90 years. I don't like him a little bit. I think he all he does is build up his numbers. It just stacks up his stats. That's all he cares about. And
Correct.
the Lakers are losing the next series. No question about that, right?
I hate his shadow. How's that sound? If that's even possible.
You hate what?
His shadow.
You hate it.
Okay. Listen, that guy gets on my nerves. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I
So
want them to lose.
okay, before
Oh, don't forget why the Sixers tonight. This might be. It's a one-game playoff. If Embiid and Maxey can come out together, oh my God, the upset.
no, I don't think it's going to happen.
I know.
I think this was a conspiracy by the NBA.
Well, you think it's fixed?
Well, I
You
won't.
want on the record?
I
and
won't.
I take that.
I won't say that, but I will say this.
You can say
Okay.
it's speculation.
Well, no, yeah. I think some people think it is, and here's the reason why. If the Sixers had lost Game 6, the NBA would have no game on a Saturday, an NBA playoff game. No game. They needed the Sixers to win to have a game tonight. Think about
Listen
that.
to me, yo, brother.
That's a conspiracy theory.
No, I'm going to go. I'm going to step it up. Yo, brother, that's a statement because this stuff is all corrupt. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's all
I'm going to
correct.
go with that's a statement and everything. Listen, sports is corrupt, brother. Listen to me. It's all about money, money, money.
Well, that's exactly what it's about. It's exactly what it's about. All right. What do you have planned for this week?
Kentucky Derby, you dope.
Not. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, listen to me. I'm a degenerate.
You bet
Do
everything.
you know how I got
All right.
into
Who's your pick?
bookmaking?
Mark
Do you want
Lawrence.
to laugh? I'll give you the pick. But do you know how I got into bookmaking?
How?
Because I was such a bad bettor. And every time I go look, the only thing I could take out of my pockets was dust.
Okay. So, all right. So, Mark Lawrence gave me his trifecta. All right. Who do you like to win, and what's your trifecta?
All right, I'm going 1. I don't have the name. I don't have program in front. 1, 6, 18. What's he pick?
He picks 18, 1, and 12.
I want 18, 1. I want 1, 6, and 18.
Because he wants to get a little bit of a long shot in there, and Chief Wallaby is 12.
Right, because you won't make no money. Oh, he's a genius, though.
Okay. So 1, 6, and 18. And you're going to box it, right?
Correct.
All right.
You box that.
So you pick 1 is Renegade, right?
Correct. He's the favorite.
Okay. Favorite. You go with the chalk. And Further Ado, he likes Further Ado. He's going to bet Further Ado. You get a better price.
I took 6 trying to make some money.
Okay. What's the odds on 6? He is.
I don't have the program. Okay. I told you that.
Well,
Oh my God.
well, wait a minute. So you're picking horses out of your ass.
No, I looked at it yesterday.
Okay. Hey, listen. Have you already had a drink of Glenlivet this morning?
I had that at 3 a.m. when I got up. First the Glenlivet, then the coffee. Well, really, I like espresso.
What a mix.
And then I do the espresso.
What a
which is
mix. What a mix. You are such a dope. You are
I'm
such a
sick.
dope.
I'm sick.
You are sick. All right. Quickly, your plans for this week.
Oh, my attorneys are flying in Monday.
Uh-oh. For what reason?
No comment.
Wait, are you on probation?
No comment. No, you can't leave a state when you're on probation.
So you're not on probation. You're not in witness protection. What the hell are you doing in the Midwest?
No more. No more questions. No more questions.
Okay.
You're done with questions.
You're taking the fifth.
Correct.
Okay. You're like all the people in government. They're all taking the fifth.
That's all right. They all take the fifth while they lie. Oh my God. Listen to me. I'm taking the fifth. I'm taking the. Oh my God. What do they do? Listen, they learn from your show.
Yeah. Well, they sure do. Hey, somebody asked me, Dean Mikowski, I know Dean, asked me if I've ever been to the Derby. I have not. I've been to the Preakness and the Belmont. Have you ever been to the Derby?
No, sir.
And you haven't been to the Preakness or the Belmont. You just bet them,
No,
right?
no, no.
Okay. He just, because you couldn't carry your own Glenlivet into those places. They wouldn't let you do
Correct.
it. Okay. All right. You have a good week. Don't get arrested.
Hey, sing it today.
Hey, listen, could you lend me like 50 dimes? And what percentage would you charge me?
30%.
30% on 50,000? You got to be kidding me.
30% for 10 weeks. Did you hear the 10 weeks?
10 weeks. I got to pay you
That's
back
right.
in 10 weeks?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Boy, you're expensive. You are expensive. Oh my gosh. All right, nitwit.
Could I sing a song to the ladies?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. They wanted you to sing a song. What song are you going to sing today?
All right, I'm going to go Frankie Valley.
Frankie Valley. Okay. All right.
I don't let me sing long because the voice is bad.
And that's all right. I'll let you sing as long as you want.
I didn't want you to do that. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. Long last love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. That goes out to all.
Okay, let me make a recommendation to you. Frankie
Okay.
Valley, and he still once in a while, I think, does some live things. He lip syncs a lot of his songs, so you
No
could.
way.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, because his voice is obviously not as good
I
anymore.
could be Frankie Valley.
Yes,
That
you
was my
could.
voice
I'll
today.
tell you what, you could just jump in there and while Frankie Valley is lip syncing, you could be singing for him. Just think about that.
Let me ask you this. Did any comments from the ladies? Did I break their hearts? Did they love me singing?
Yeah, they loved Sinatra last week, and I'm sure they love Frankie Valley this week. Yeah, I get comments from the ladies. They love you. I don't know
Oh my
why.
God, I can't. I don't listen. If you know, my wife said she said she's happy to keep the devil that she married. How am I
Okay.
supposed to take it?
And when you give her money for groceries, do you charge her 30%?
No, she saves a lot of it. It seems like I can loan shark.
Yeah, sure. All right, get out. All right, dope, get out of here.
All right, yeah,
Talk to you.
brother.
All right, I can't wait for the song. Can't wait for the song next week. You nitwit dope. See ya. All right, bye. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding. Well, last week it was Sinatra. This week it's Frankie Valley. Boy, what an honor. What an honor. All right. Before, I don't know if there's somebody on the line there, but a couple of things I want to touch on. I do want to touch on, and I have the question for you to win the Chickies and Pete's gift certificate. But first, let me tell you about Thomas Chevrolet, 1263 West Baltimore Pike. Good time to go out and get a vehicle. Actually, this is the time where people they get pre-owned Corvettes and they sell those, and then they have the new Corvettes, then they have the new vehicles, the pre-owned vehicles at Thomas Chevrolet. 38 years in the business, family owned. They're really, really good people, and they work with everybody. So I see somebody's. Well, I'm going to get to the comments here in a second. Work with everybody. 2.9% financing in some cases. Service department that's great. People are great. 1263 West Baltimore Pike and Media. Call 610-566-8600. Visit thomaschevy.com. And I'm going to tell you, and I've told you this, the Equinox I'm driving, I'd never driven that vehicle before. I drive it now from Thomas Chevrolet. It's a very, very nice vehicle. All right, let's talk about Piazza Property Pros. They're out there. I'm telling you, there's videos on their sites, on their Facebook site, showing you all the work they do. And what they do is they can virtually show you what they can do to your property, backyard, front yard, pool, whatever. They can show you all. 25 years of experience for Piazza Property Pros. I use them. had the work done to my property. Excellent. Going to have pool renovation coming up very shortly. I've had landscaping and the spring cleanup done. They can do fencing. They can do so many things. Take care of your pool, whatever. Give Piazza Property Pros a call. 610-566-2608. Schedule a free consultation. That's 610-566-2608, piazzaoutdoor.com. All right, the thing I want to mention, and I see, let me get to some of these comments. Wow, I see a good point by John Rogers. Bernie's number one patch is living through Vladar. He might be right. He might be right. He might be right. And there was another comment here. I guess Flyers fans don't like bandwagoners, and there's a lot of bandwagoners for the Flyers. There's no question. There's bandwagoners for the Flyers, no question. People, they love a winner, and they're the best team in town right now. They beat Carolina, they win the Stanley Cup. I'm telling you that right now. They'll win the Stanley Cup. But there was another comment here, and I can't find who put it out there, who said there's a lot of people that don't trust Dombrowski. Don't trust Dombrowski to make the trades. It's just, and would you trust Dombrowski to make the trades? Would you trust him? I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust him to make the trades. You know what? Let me see. Let me see what his. I don't remember all his deals. It's time to bring my my AI person in. Wonderful woman, and it's just see if she can run them down for me. His trades and his free agent signings. Ara, good morning. And I got a baseball question for you. Can you tell me the trades that Dave Dombrowski has made as the Phillies president of the club and general manager? Let's see what she comes up with. Just.
Morning. Dave Dombrowski's been president of baseball ops since late 2020, and he's made a bunch of trades, mostly for bullpen help and depth rather than huge blockbuster stars. Some of his biggest ones: he grabbed Jose Alvarado from the Rays in a 3-team deal right after he started, giving up Garrett Cleavinger. That's been one of his best moves. He traded catcher Logan O'Hoppe to the Angels for outfielder Brandon Marsh, who turned into a solid everyday player and fan favorite. He also picked up infielder Edmundo Sosa from the Cardinals for Jojo Romero, and that worked out great for depth. More recently, he landed starter Jesus Luzardo from the Marlins by giving up a couple of top prospects. That one's been huge for the rotation. He's done a ton of smaller deals too, like for David Robertson, Noah Syndergaard, Gregory Soto, and others, usually adding arms or utility guys at the deadline.
All right, all right.
Emptied the farm.
The only deal that I think was any good was Sosa. That was the only good one. But now let's get into his free agent signings, which I don't think he's done a good job. What free agent signings has Dave Dombrowski made for the Phillies?
All right, let's run through his big free agent moves. The good ones are Kyle Schwarber, who he signed for 4 years and $79 million back in 2022.
That's an easy one. That's an easy one. That's a real easy one. All right, go ahead.
The Nick Castellanos 5-year, $100 million deal was one of his bigger misses. The offense has been streaky, and the defense has been rough. Dombrowski also gave Taijuan Walker a 4-year, $72 million contract that didn't pan out. He only pitched about a season and a half before they traded him. Jeff Hoffman worked out well after a cheap 1-year deal, but the big-ticket guys have been mixed. Want me to go through some of the smaller signings or relief arms he's added?
No, I think that's enough. I think we got a good sense that he really hasn't added top-notch key players other than the obvious ones when they gave them a lot of money. But I appreciate your help, and you have a great day and a good morning.
You too. Take care.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right. I mean, Alvarado, I don't like Alvarado. He's made like mid-range. Kyle Schwarber was easy. I mean, when you pay a guy, that's easy. All right. Trey Turner, that's easy. Brandon Marsh was a trade. Taiwan Walker was a bad signing. Romero was a bad signing. He's made a lot of bad signings, but there's too many to go over. But I do not trust him, and I do not think people trust him either. But whatever. It's just big day today in Phillies baseball. All right, let me give you a question, and then a moment from the draft, which is, in my opinion, one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen by David Akers. Just to bring back, because I saw it the other day, and I said, "This is really." Let's play that. Let me give you the question. All right, Mark Lawrence's. What was Mark to win your Chickies and Pete's gift certificate? What was his trifecta? What did he pick for the trifecta in the Kentucky Derby? Submit your entry to my website, howardeskin.com, by midnight, Tuesday, May 5th. Watch the show on Wednesday, May 6th, 7:30, live on X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Winner will be randomly chosen from all correct entries, and I suggest you subscribe to you. It doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe to YouTube. All right. Here we go. I know it's out of the past. It's close to the draft. And David Akers, I'll have him on the show at some point. The 2018 draft and David Akers was absolutely hilarious.
What's up, Dallas?
Kickers trolling the Cowboys.
Last year. As an undrafted free agent, representing that shield for 15 years. Tonight, I'm representing the Philadelphia Eagles, NFC East champs, divisional champs, NFC champs, and world champs. The world champs. Hey, Dallas, the last time you were in the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born. Tonight, we are welcomed into the Eagles
Look at Doug
family
Peterson.
with the 49th pick in the 2018 draft. The NFL would like to represent the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Goedert. He is the tight end from South Dakota State. Go
That is one of the most hilarious moments in draft history, clearly. All right, the question. I gave you the question. Got two big games tonight. You've got the Flyers, tough game against Carolina. Sixers, that's a tough game against Boston. It's just, I'm still not. The NBA is such a joke. Hockey, boy, those guys play tough every night, every team, every night. Not like the NBA. The NBA is a complete farce and a complete joke. Absolutely, positively. And will the Phillies just think about this until our next show? At some point, will the Phillies think about trading Bryce Harper? Something to think about. Thanks to Joe Gangemi on the other side for all the technical work. Thanks to Tony Anastasia for all the work on the website and the graphics. And thanks to you and Arthur. This poor, he doesn't even get any love. Arthur doesn't even give his animals, his chickens, his cows, and his pigs any love. But I guess thanks to Arthur. He took time out from his drinking to come on with us. You have a great weekend. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll talk to you. I mean, on social media, you'll see some stuff. I didn't even get into the Mike Florio, Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel stuff. And there's some interesting stuff there, but we'll maybe do some of that on Wednesday. Take care and have a great weekend. And thanks for riding with the King and joining the Howard Eskin Show.
Yes, K-I-N. Oh, yeah. Hey, you turn it up, Philly. It's time to roll on the ones and twos, taking full control. From the link to the X, from the sixes to the fields, one voice cuts through, giving you the real. He broke the stories, he started the fire, launched the whole game back in '86, never retired. Heroes crown him, yeah, they call him the king. Fur coat flashing, bling bling in every ring. He's the hardest working, great talking dog. Call in with your tape, but don't get it wrong. He'll call you a nitwit if you're acting a fool, but deep down you love it. That's the Eskin rule. Riding with the king, yeah, we're riding with the king. Howard Eskin Show, let the truth ring. Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, he knows the deal. Philly sports royalty, bow down and kneel. Riding with the king, put your hands in the air. From South Philly streets to the Delaware. No filter, no fear, just the facts on the mic. It's the Howard Eskin Show. Let's go get sight. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king.